The Scarecrows Wedding. Burial Barley and Harry Hay were scarecrows. They scared lots of crows every day. Harry loved Betty, and Betty loved Harry. So Harry said, "Betty, my beauty, let's her marry. Let's have a wedding. The best wedding yet. A wedding that no one will ever forget." Betty agreed. So they hugged and they kissed. Then Betty said, "Harry, dear, let's make a list." "Just as you say," answered Harry O'Hay. So they wrote down the things they would need on the day. Then Harry gave Betty O'Barley his arm, and the scarecrows set off on a hunt around the farm. They hadn't gone far when they spotted some geese. "Honk, honk, 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 honk! Oh, geese, if you give us a favor of a piece, you can come to our wedding. Honk, 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 honk! The best wedding yet! The wedding that no one will ever forget. Honk, 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 honk! We will honk the geese! Honk the geese!" And they each gave a feather. A spider friend offered to see them together. "Hooray!" cried the scarecrows. They hugged and they kissed, and they hurried back home and crossed dress off their list. Then Harry gave Betty O'Barley his arm, and they set off once more on their hunt around the farm. They hadn't gone hadn't gone far when some cows gathered around. Moo! And the bells round their necks made a wonderful sound. Ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding. "Oh, cows, will you please come and make your bells ring for our wonderful wedding? The best wedding yet." "Moo! The wedding that no one will ever forget?" "Moo! Yes," mooed the cows. We can tickle our bells." Then a crab scuttled up with a necklace of shells. "Hey, I'm Mr. Krabs. Some mice found 2 rings in a bin. They were curtain. The rings had belonged to an old farmhouse curtain." "Hooray!" cried the Scarecrows. They hugged and they kissed. Pink flowers are only things left on our list. Then Harry said, Betty, dear, I can find those. We don't I pick some while we have a dose. Pick flowers, pick flowers, buzz a big stripy bee. I can find you a field of pink flowers. Buzz, 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 buzz. Follow me. So the bee led the way, and they traveled for hours till they came to a field full of pretty pink flowers. Harry stood thinking, I would pick them yet. I will need to find water to keep their stalks wet. Hop, 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 hop. Just follow me. Ribbit, croaked a lumpy old toad. There's a lovely wet pool at the top of this road. They climbed up the road. It was triply steep. I'm tired, said the toad. So they stopped for a sleep. Early next morning, they came to the pool. This water, said Harry, is beautiful cool, but now I need something to carry it in. A jug of a vase, or a cup, or a tin. And think I can help? I said a small squirrely snail. Meow. I can show you the way to the fairy vine pail. So the snail and the scarecrow set off on their way. Meow. But the snail was so slow. It took more than a day. Betty was worried. What's happened to Harry? Where is the scarecrow I'm planning to marry? The farmer came by with a frown on his face, and he made a new scarecrow to take Harry's place. Good day, said the scarecrow. I'm Reginald Rake. He took Betty's hand and he gave it a shake. Together, he told her, we make a fine pair. You're really quite pretty, apart from your hair. Sorry. Then he jumped in the tractor and told her, hop in I'm really a fast driver. Let's go for a spin. But Betty said no. I must wait here for Harry. He is the scarecrow I'm going to marry. We're planning our wedding, the best wedding yet. The wedding that no one will ever forget. Reginald laughed. We'll be waiting for forever. Forget about Harry. I bet he's not clever. I must be the cleverest scarecrow alive. I can sing lots of songs, I can dance, I can drive, I'm dashing, I'm daring, I'm cool as can be. I can ever blow smoke rings. Just watch me and see. And he took a big fat cigar from a packet. The farmer had fully let it in his jacket. But smoking is bad for you, Betty explained. Ed explained. Really? You outed to be feeling harmless. Don't be a fusspot, said Reginald Rake. My smoke rings are strangling to make no mistake. He struck up a light and he tried hard to smoke, but straying away started to splutter a choke. What happened? Next was completely unplanned. The light cigar tumbled out of his hand. It fell to the ground and it started a fire. Betty screamed, "Help!" as the flames flickered higher. But Reginald Blake said, "I'd better be off," and he bounded away with a terrible cough. Then, suddenly, who should appear on the farm but Harry O'Hay with a pail on his arm. "Betty! Betty!" cried Harry. My own future wife!" He pounded on the water and saved Betty's life. Then they picked up the flowers, they hugged and they kissed, and they said, "Now let's everything crossed off the list." So Betty O'Barley and Harry O'Hare another the very next day. And everyone, even the snail, who was late, said, "Don't worry, don't they look happy?" And they looked great. This they agreed. They sprinkled confetti on Harry O'Hare, on his beautiful Betty. Is the best wedding ever. The best wedding yet. The wedding that no one would ever forget.